3 girls held captive in their home. Police say their own mother and stepfather made sure the girls could not get out. Tonight, disturbing new details from family members, neighbors, and the chief of police.
We're getting a first look at the mother and stepfather, both behind bars facing serious charges.
This was not the first house the family lived in here in Tucson. 9 on Your Side has live team coverage tonight. Good evening, I'm Guy Atchley. Stella Inger and Craig Smith are live at the family's home. Marcelino Benito is live downtown at Tucson Police Headquarters. Let's go first to Stella Inger, who joins us near Glen and Stone.
Yeah, Guy, well, this is usually a very quiet neighborhood, but not after what was discovered in the home right here behind me. It is very much an active crime scene. Police are back out here tonight. Here is what we know. 3 sisters were imprisoned inside this home, 12, 13, and 17. Their mother, stepfather, they are behind bars. Tucson's police chief held a press conference earlier, and here is what we're learning about the girls.
The elder sister had on her a satchel that she kept. Inside that satchel was a detailed journal that accounts for over 1.5 years of days. Also inside that satchel was a picture of Enrique Iglesias, who the juvenile girl said was probably her most prized possession.
And as you can imagine, the chief says there is a lot more work to be done in this case. Detectives have been running around all day trying to piece together what happened. What I can tell you, though, the sisters are safe tonight in a group home. They are together. Now, TPD held a press conference not too long ago. Let's go live to Marcelino Benito. He was there at that press conference with more information from the police chief. Marcelino.
Still, the question we all want answered is why? Why Sofia and Fernando Richter would allegedly do this to their own children. Still no answer to that, but TPD spent most of the day talking to family members and the biological fathers of these girls. TPD telling us that they confirmed that there was no record of enrollment for these girls at any local school. In a statement, the mother told police that her children were being homeschooled. TPD at this point cannot disprove that. Now, we also learned a lot more about the complex security system inside this house. That includes an alarm system on the exterior and 2 motion sensor alarms that would give off some sort of shrill noise anytime that door opened. There was 24 hours, 7 days a week video surveillance with cameras aimed at those girls' bedrooms, right at the beds, and that is actually how the girls would send some sort of signal to the camera to let the people watching on the other end that they would have to go to the bathroom. Sometimes they'd get a chance to do that, other times they would not. Take a listen to the grisly details.
They let them go to the bathroom, take them back, and put them back into the room. If they decided that they could not, this is according to the juveniles, decided they could not go to the bathroom or they didn't see them giving the signal, then the juveniles had to use the closet to go to the bathroom. We did find several bags with a lot of clothing contaminated by human waste in the closets, also jars of what appears to possibly be human waste as well.
Now, we also learned more details about the alleged abuse that happened inside that home, including music that was blasted into all 2 bedrooms where the girls slept. Music was blasted in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and when they actually liked the music, the parents allegedly would change and switch off the music and just pump in static into that room. A lot of questions still surfacing at this press conference about why the girls were able to leave when they did, why they couldn't leave earlier. The Tucson police chief did not want to get into that. He said clearly this was a form of psychological abuse as well. He, quote, said something in that house kept them from leaving. We'll have a lot more on this and details on how those girls were fed and when they were fed coming up a little later tonight at 6. Stella will send it back to you in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Marcelino, just sickening and heartbreaking. Thank you very much for that. Well, here's another look at the parents in court this morning. The mother, 32-year-old Sofia Richter, she's facing 9 charges. The stepfather, 34-year-old Fernando Richter, he's facing 10. Some of those charges include child abuse, sexual abuse, and kidnapping. Now, Craig Smith joins me live here with more information on them being in court today. And you actually spoke to Sofia's sister, but you know what's really interesting is that family members, close family members, really had no clue this was going on.
That's exactly right. They had some suspicions, but they really couldn't exactly flesh them out. And what they told us was that as far as this house goes, or really any other house in Tucson, they were never told the address where Sophia Richter and the kids and Fernando Richter actually lived. They said that she tried to convince them that she actually lived in San Diego, but they never quite believed her. The three girls are free of this house now. Now the adults charged with imprisoning them are the ones without freedom. In her first hearing in front of a judge, Sophia Richter looked scared as she confirmed her name.
You are Sophia Richter.
The judge ordered a $75,000 bond. She was told she can see her children, but only if supervised by Child Protective Services, and was told her attorney will see her by the end of the week.
All right, thank you.
Earlier, Fernando Richter looked stunned as he sat in court. His only words observers could hear were his name.
You are Fernando Richter.
Richter's bond, $100,000. Outside court, Sophia Richter's sister Michelle said she went years without seeing her nieces, while Sophia offered explanations that were hard to believe.
She always had them places in programs. She said they were in San Diego and they would go to SeaWorld every day. Like, she made these stories up like if they were, in good hands.
Now, family members told us when calls did come in from Sophia Richter, they actually came in showing a San Diego area code as part of this overall attempt to deceive. Now, we did try to talk with the family of Fernando Richter, but they were not willing to talk with us on camera.
You know, Craig, this is just so hard to even wrap your brain around all of this.
It is, and it is hard to wrap your brain around it, and it's hard to conceive of anyone doing what these people are accused of doing, but here we are in the middle of piecing together what police say did happen.
Yeah, my heart just goes out to those girls. Craig, thank you very much. And I know you see us standing in front of this home, but we want to give you another vantage point, a bird's eye view of this home, an aerial view of the home where these girls were imprisoned. Take a look at how close it is to surrounding homes. Like Craig said, family members saw some red flags, but they didn't really know what was going on. Neighbors next door also noticed some unusual activity, but they didn't think to report it. Ricky Mitchell joins me live now. And Ricky, you actually talked to a neighbor who lives right next door. This neighbor called police at 4 o'clock in the morning when he got a knock at the door from these girls saying help.
That's exactly right. And he told me that he'd occasionally hear loud music coming from the home, which we've heard from police is what they use to distract the girls. But he never really thought anything of it. And he didn't even actually know that children lived in the home. But of course, that all changed yesterday morning at about 4 a.m.
Philip says his neighbors were secretive, and he didn't even know that children lived there.
It all sort of makes sense after, in retrospect now, what took place there.
Philip asked us to only use his first name and not show his face on camera. He told us the girls were frantic, saying their stepfather had a knife and was trying to break down their bedroom door. They escaped through a window. When police arrived, they asked Philip to look after the girls while officers searched the home. Philip says they were distraught and unkempt, but eventually started to relax.
They were telling us the subjects they liked in school, and they were looking at our books. Oh, we wish we had known you earlier. You could, help us with our reading.
And Stella, Philip also told me that despite everything that they'd been through, considering what they'd been through, he told me they were very poised, and he even used the word vivacious.
Oh, bless their hearts.
Yes.
All right, Ricky, thank you very much for that. And we did have another question that was answered to us. We've been reporting that these girls were held captive for 2 years, but they only lived in this house for about 4 months. Now, Guy, where did this entire family actually live before they moved into this home?
Stella,